Hello everybody, I'm Shea Pepler. Welcome to Campus Insiders. For the nation's top basketball programs, the chase for a national title is a year-round pursuit. This time of year, coaches spend time in crowded gyms in search of the next superstar. And sitting right there in the bleachers next to them is Scout.com's recruiting analyst, Evan Daniels. Evan, you're in South Carolina for this week's Peach Jam, a huge showcase of top talent. How important is this event and others that are similar for coaches and players?
You know, this is a big-time event, arguably the best event of July. I think every BCS school will probably be represented at the Nike Peach Jam this weekend. And, you know, I think the likes of John Calipari and Rick Pitino, Coach K, Roy Williams, they will all be on the sidelines evaluating potential recruits. For those who don't know, the Nike Peach Jam is basically a stable for the Nike's best AAU programs, and it's a tournament. It starts this week, and you know, like I said, I think it's going to be a pretty big time showing as far as college coaches go, and I think probably 13 of our top 20 players will be playing in it. So it's a pretty big showcase and a pretty big deal.
Well, one of the things I'm sure you're all talking about is the debate for the #1 player in the country. Right now, Jahlil Okafor is rated as the #1 player. Which other players are in the mix, and who do you expect to finish the year as the #1 rated player?
You know, Jahlil Okafor has done a tremendous job and has held on to that #1 ranking for a little while. He's a 6'9" post prospect that can really score. But there's some guys on his heels. Actually, his AAU teammate, Cliff Alexander, he's 6'8", 230 pounds, was the MVP of the LeBron James Skills Academy over the weekend. He's really making a strong push for case for #1. He plays above the rim. He's tough, has a big-time motor. And then there's a couple guards, Tyus Jones and Emmanuel Mudiay, that are right there. Tyus Jones is drawing comparisons to Chris Paul. He's a 6-foot point guard, led the Nike EYBL in scoring, assists, and steals, and he'll be at the Peach Jam this week. And then Emmanuel Mudiay, a 6'3", strong physical guard, has a shot. And then our number 5 player, Myles Turner, is starting to show that he may be a guy that's going to have his name in that conversation.
Well, you mentioned Myles Turner, the center from Euless, Texas. He's gone from being relatively an unknown player to one of the top 5 players in America. How much buzz is he creating, and can you give us a little insight into the type of player he's become?
It's really been fun to watch and unfold. It's very similar to how Anthony Davis hit the scene when he was in high school and went from unranked to a 5-star player and ultimately finished #1 in our rankings. Myles Turner was unranked just 6 months ago. He's a 7-footer out of Texas, or near 7-footer. He just dominates the game from a defensive standpoint. He's really getting more and more confident every time he steps on the floor. I do think he's the best post defender in the country, a terrific shot blocker, great instincts. And offensively, he doesn't really have a back-to-the-basket game, but he's able to step out on the floor, make jump shots, can shoot to 22 feet. It's just really been fun to watch him develop and really watch his confidence grow throughout the summer. And I think he's primed for a big July. And right now he's ranked number 5 overall, but I think he has a very high ceiling, and it wouldn't shock me if he ended up maybe in the top 3 or even pushing for the #1 spot when it's all said and done.
Evan, great insight as always. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, where does Johnny Football rank among the top 5 QBs in college football? Doug Chapman reveals his list only on CampusInsiders.com.